Hello guys, Baru here, and today we're going to be talking about the abbreviations of fighting games and the terms for that. If you're new to fighting games, you guys are probably confused on what they even mean, and if you have been playing fighting games, you guys probably never decide to look up or ask people on what these abbreviations are. So I'm going to be teaching you a lot of the most important ones that everyone talks about and uses, and I think it's going to be really good to learn these if you guys are going to continue playing fighting games, so stick around for this. The first thing I want to teach mainly about is frame data. Every character obviously has their moves that they use, right? And when we do attack moves like this, they all have frames, and some are quicker and some are longer. Every move has their own frame. For example, 2K right here, 2K is about 2 frames on startup. So this is a very quick move to use against your opponents. This is a character that I play called Axel Low. And every character has their own moveset, so don't think that every time you do a down kick that's 2 frames right there. This is just for this specific character. Why it's important to learn this actually is because when you do play the game, you need to understand what move you're going to be using first, and understanding your character's movesets and frames, it's going to be pretty important. And actually, even though you probably don't know anything about frames, your brain probably taught you movesets to use while playing in matches. Let's say you have played before. You've probably played a couple games where you realize, oh, this move is better to use on this opponent when we start the match, or oh, this move is better to use against this opponent when I'm defending, or anything like that. The more less they are, the more faster the frames is. The more bigger they are, the more slower the frames are. So that's the idea of frame data basically though. So there's also another thing that you could do once you learn about frame data called frame trap. Every character obviously has their moves that they use, right? And when we do attack moves like this, they all have frames, and some are quicker and some are longer. Every move has their own frame. Obviously, I'm gonna do this move sometimes when I'm attacking my opponent. You do this one specific move over and over. The thing is, this could be punished if your opponent knows how you play. But sometimes I put pressure on my opponent by frame trapping them. So sometimes I just repeat this move. I go forward and keep hitting the same move. And this is technically a frame trap, because if they try to attack me at the wrong time of doing this, I could punish them for it. And it's technically a frame trap because the opponent doesn't know when to attack back if you keep doing this. However, you got to be very unpredictable doing it, and it just doesn't, like I said, it just doesn't work with one character. You can do a lot of frame traps with different characters. You just got to understand their movesets, and you got to just apply that pressure or that frame trap into the game. Now, Gatling. Okay, so you've probably heard this before. You've probably heard people say it online. I don't really say it because I say something easier. There's a lot of different terms for Gatling. So Gatling, I would say, is basically a string of combos or a chain of moves that you can do against your opponent. I'm going to show you an example right now. So let's say I want to gattle this opponent, or I want to combo this opponent. I think I like saying combo. I just say it to everything, even though technically it's not really a combo. So sometimes I'll do / this and that, and that usually works. Or like I could yeah, I connect my moves, and it can be very, very annoying, right? It can be very annoying to do when it happens to you, mainly when you're new to fighting games and that happens to you. I think everyone gets a little frustrated, like, okay, I want to play the game, I want to attack. So it's just a string of commands that you use to attack your opponent more. It's not like you're just doing one move and then you're doing this. This is not Gatling, right? If you do this, you're hitting one move. This is not Gatling. This is not chaining your moves, so you're not really attacking your opponent. But when you're chaining them, they can't hit you, so they're in the middle of getting attacked right now. They can't do anything about that. So you need to learn your character, understand what moves you can connect, so you don't just end up doing this. Another thing that's really important to learn about fighting games really is cross-ups. Every character has their own cross-ups. It's a great way to trick your opponent too. I'm gonna show what this specific character does, but I'm gonna show you an example of what a cross-up is. So basically, let's say you're attacking your opponent, right? And he's blocking really well. You need to do something different. You wanna cross him up. Basically, what you wanna do is kind of trick your opponent. So sometimes I do this move where I jump over my opponent, and then I do a backdash, and then I attack. And they don't really expect it all the time. There's a lot of cross-ups that different characters do in every fighting game. And this specific one is just to trick your opponent. You gotta find a move set that you can use to trick your opponent and cross them up. And it's very important to learn that, because if you keep playing the game, you're gonna the opponent is gonna know how to block you. And doing cross-ups unexpectedly or randomly will really help a lot. And you gotta be very unpredictable with it. Sometimes you can go for a different cross-up. You can go over here, trick them. I like doing this one a lot, but this is like my favorite one to do. But counter hit. So let's say, for example, you don't know what a counter hit is, especially playing Guilty Gear. A lot of people are not going to really know what this is. I'm going to show you guys something. So when I hit them, it happens when, let's say, a character, your opponent, hits a button, but you punish them for hitting it. You don't even let them hit it. If you do that, you'll get a counter hit on it. For example, if I miss this grab right here and I hit you while you miss your grab, you're gonna get a counter hit. You're gonna get a counter hit for that. If you in the middle of a move set, if you hit your opponent in the middle of the move set, they don't even get to show their move. But right when they press it and you punish them for it, you get a counter hit. And you can literally do your moves on them and attack them, and you can literally get away with it. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But that's just a very straightforward, simple way of explaining what a counter hit is. And there's certain characters that have a move called DP, which stands for Dragon Punch. Very classic. Some characters have it. This character I specifically play doesn't have it, but they have technically an air DP, which is like the Axle Bomber this character has. And it's the same input that you use in pretty much most fighting games if they do have a DP. Alright, so the DP is something like this. This character has a really good DP, and let's say you're getting attacked right now in the corner. You're in the corner. And there's like options that you could use. Obviously different options like blocking, defending, and waiting to hit them when the time is right, or understanding your frames. But a lot of people also DP out of it like this. And it's very important you do this. It's actually really good. A lot of characters have that, especially Kai or Guilty Gear and other fighting games. Most fighting games have like a character with a DP. It's very important to understand which characters can do it, because some characters don't all have them. This character, an example that I'm using right now in Guilty Gear, Leo, he does have one, and this is his DP. And it's really good for people like, let's say they're in the air, you want to punish them for it, you can DP them or punish them with it when they're attacking you. So it's a really, really good thing. Buffering is basically canceling your attack to use different attacks, basically, and I'm going to kind of show that what I mean for that. So for example, there's this move I do with this character specifically, where the only way to do this is to jump and hit the DP motion and use Axle Bomber. However, I can buffer it by doing, let's say, a close slash or attacking my opponent, and then using Axle Bomber right after. See, I'm doing that right now. So this move, I can only do jump and Axle Bomber. However, I can literally buffer it by doing my normal move and then quickly switching it. Like that. So I can do kick, jump. I can pretend I'm hitting the normal Axle Bomber, but I'm buffering it by hitting jump while kicking and then changing it to my Axle Bomber. It's really good to understand buffering, what moves you can buffer, because this move really only says you can only do this move in the air. However, I buffered it where I did another move, like an attack button, and then I hit it very quickly. I hit my movesets. I hit the Axle Bomber, at least the moveset that he has, very quickly, buffering it, and I was able to do it on the ground. People like to say you cancel it, but you can also call it buffering. I would recommend it, honestly, in a way. It's an older term, but people nowadays just call it, oh yeah, cancel your attack to this move. this will work. But however, you're gonna see a lot of also other people, older people, saying, "Oh yeah, buffer your move, close slash, axle bomb." That's it, and that's basically how you do it. And I believe that's all there is. I think these are the most important things that you guys should learn, and abbreviations and terms for fighting games. At least they are the most important ones. Everything else, it's not really, I mean, it's still important, but it's not going to be as important from what I basically tell you guys. Learning frame data, frame traps, Gatling, DP, your jump, your dash, move sets like that. It's all important. And buffering, chip damage, conditioning, your counter hits, and what they all mean. It's going to be very important for the future if you keep playing fighting games. If you're going to keep doing that, all of these are going to be very important. And learning them is going to be very important. I can't really teach everything, but it's what you do after what matters. It's how you learn the game. So thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.